Next, we have Caleb Cain. Caleb serves as the acting chief forester and is a proud member of the Cherokee Nation. He has dedicated more than 25 years to the Bureau of Indian Affairs. His permanent position is Projects Forester with the BIA Central Office, a role he has held for the past 6 years. Caleb began his career as a Pathways intern while attending Oklahoma State University. Please welcome Caleb Cain.
Oh, I should have made that bow a little bit longer. So thank you for having me here, and it's a blessing to be here. I was almost a Cubs fan for a couple of days, so glad to be back in Illinois. Where are we at? Illinois? Wisconsin? I don't know. I got a map here in a second. The blue dot will hopefully show up on that one. Menominee and Stockbridge Monthly Tribes, thank you for hosting this week. It's been a great week for at least the part that I've got to see with it, and the field trip yesterday was amazing. The food, and anybody else enjoy the barbecue? I felt like home on that one, so thank you for that one. That one was so good, yes. Um, just being able to spend yesterday looking at field work that was being done on our trust lands, it's exciting. We've seen some different timber harvesting, the prescribed fire. We're watching tribes try to manage and actually manage their forest, and that makes me excited. So thank you guys for stepping up and showing what you did with us here for this week. So President Isdale, thank you for your leadership and all the testimonies you've been providing. Your voice actually clears pretty well within your hearing, so thank you for that. Hey, how do I work this? Perfect. All right, we have a lot of folks in here that's pretty much not familiar with the Bureau of Indian Affairs. So here's a map of the U.S. Apparently, I don't know where I'm at on this one. And we're made up of 12 regions, currently 12 regions, 575 federally recognized tribes, 19.3 million acres of lotted in tribal forest lands, and an AAC pushing almost 700 million board feet. So that's how the makeup works with it. Not all tribes are the same. Land base is different, species are different, funding's different. But we all try to figure out how we're going to get through this thing at some point. But we've had a lot of changes this past year, from the DRPs to the federal shutdown that lasted 43 days. It's been a fun time with us federal employees moving forward. I'm just trying to get our jobs and actually produce something. But with budget uncertainties, and Cody talked about it a bit with the president's budget, we'll roll into that one here in a few. But one of the things that really kind of got us towards end of the fiscal year last year was a big unexpected loss we had of our chief forester, Pete Wakeland. And just for you guys to know, he's not dead. He's sitting over there, but he could be dead to me. I don't know. He left me with this role, but Pete, I appreciate what you've done. So thank you for that one. But yeah, that was a tough one there, September. He's now a council member. Where's the back one at? Let me get off that one so we don't ruin it too much. Now I got to go back forward. So I look forward to that one here in a second. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about with Pete on was the ITARA. I know he's moderating that here this today on that one. And we currently have 3 tribes that's part of ITARA that's operating under their own tribal regulations. We have one more that's darn close to make it across the finish line, and we have another one that's been knocking at the door. We're seeing success out of ITARA. And when we're also looking at that one, it's set to expire here this month on June 22nd. Yesterday on Tuesday, I submitted a briefing report up to the Secretary's office for extension of ITARA. Pretty good chance we're feeling it's going to go through, and they're looking at an extension. Won't be a 10-year extension, it doesn't look like. But looks like it's going to be a multi-year extension when that does roll through. So fingers still crossed that makes it through the finish line. I do have a question. Anybody want to know a little more about the photo? So Pete wasn't wearing a shirt when I originally took this picture. I asked AI to put a pink shirt on that says I live New York. So AI is a really good tool these days if you haven't used it. Looking at the timber team here, this is another section that Pete was instrumental on getting movement. We had no timber team before Pete was here. He was able to get this established since November of 2020. We have our small crew here in the middle, Ryan, Cain, Madison. Yeah, there we go. Now they're moving. And so again, these folks has been traveling for 21 weeks out of the year since our last symposium. Serves 11 different tribes. They're working. They're constantly trying to support you all as much as they can. With Executive Order 14225, immediate expansion of American timber production, their priority is for the timber team is timber sale layout. So for any project proposals that do come up, we would love for it to be on the timber sale layout side. That doesn't always happen. We're willing to help you guys, whatever you need to be done. It could be inventory. We're going to see a few pictures here in a second of some of the stuff that the staff did work on there. But I'm proud of them. They're constantly staying busy. I get to put up with them every day on QB land, and I hear a bunch of clicking from the GIS cover types they're working on every day when they're in the office. So I'd like to listen to your clock. Click, click. Thanks, Kian. So here's 4 slides. Go through them, just examples of some of the work that the crew has worked on this past year. Here there was in Wyoming doing a white bark pine survey up in the high elevations. Really looking for healthy trees that they can go collect seed at a later date for the white bark. Fond du Lac here in February. They will come up and work in the snow. Karuk, there was a CFI this spring they worked on. For you folks up there in Northern California, whoa, that's some steep country I hear. And the poison oak, there was, I think we sent 3 folks to the hospital on that one. So, get poison oak, boy, let us know ahead of time. We're not doing very good in that world. Eastern Band of Cherokee was another really unique project they had a chance to work on this spring. Trying to find a way to get elk to do elk things outside of a field in the parklands. And so looking to create gaps in the opening, the canopies to see if we can get elk out of the roads moving forward. As Cody talked about, we do have a new partnership with ITC on the timber team. First bullet, we need help. And when I say we need help, it's not just the BIA timber team. We are down to 4 staff members, but tribes are also requesting help. We need help laying out sales, doing our inventory work. Request. And with this new partnership here is, again, can we beef up the team? When we work as 3 or 4, yeah, we can get work done, but when we start moving to 6, 8, 10 people potentially on a project, we are going to get a lot more work done and see the accomplishments rolling out the door. So this is, I'm hoping it's going to be success. I don't see why it won't, but we're going to try. But again, we're looking at tribes supporting tribes, fully reimbursable cost, 2-week assignments. Think of it as a fire assignment on that end for it. The internship side is another one we're looking at. Is it's open to both tribal members and non-tribal members. Do we have someone out there who's willing to go serve in Indian country and go do good work? If you are, bring them on, find them. Let's recruit these folks. Let's get them to come back and work back home in Indian country. Like Cody said earlier, strike in high school. Find them at these college events. SAF's a really another good recruitment area if you're looking for interns. So please work with Cody, Cal. See if it's going to work for you guys. This is going to be a soft landing year. We're hoping to ramp up in 27 and really get to moving on this one. Yeah, it'll be awesome. So here's the budget. I just showed you guys the 24 and 26. We've been stagnant for the last 3 years for our budget. If you took the president's budget, just take all them numbers for 26 and divide them in half. That's why I didn't want to show them. They're just scary. I don't want to look at them. Luckily, Congress is starting to do the right thing. We've seen that this past year with after the shutdown. That's why we're sitting at that FY24 number again for 26. Accomplishments for this year: almost 280 million board feet harvested, 39,000 acres that was treated, 44 million in receipts. So these numbers are a little down from what we've historically been. Our markets aren't as well as they could be. We lost a lot of infrastructure over the years, which we've seen the downward trend that we're also noticing on this one. Then rolling over to forest development side of it, under the pre-commercial thinning, 19,000 acres and almost 25,000 acres planted. We're sitting on about 1 million acres worth of backlog throughout Indian country. These numbers, we would love to see these increase, whether you're using forest development, NRCS, Bear Bar funds. Let's see what we can to do to start increasing our accomplishments out there on this side of it all. Oh, mercy. So our FIP program out of Lakewood, Colorado, has been taking some major strides this year on the AI side of it and data improvement to try to get our projects across the finish line a lot quicker. And so this past year, they've worked on 4 enhancements on their inventory side to make it more reliable, easier for the BIA and tribal foresters. And that is the main goal with this one. These 4 developed tools directly reduce workload, improve data quality, and give us clearer insight for planning and compliance. Looking down here, we have a plot tracker, forest metrics, plot weasel, and prediction inventory. Plot weasel, I believe, is a made-up name within our own office. We have another, I think, Dadad or something with it. Starting to get a little kick out of the names they're throwing out. But what we're ending up getting to is we have spent weeks trying to clean data to get it ready to go back to tribes, trying to find the errors within our systems. This new AI tool they developed can now go through your data within about 30 minutes and identify the different errors that's out there. They're using it for the height regression stuff to it. I'm not an AI nerd for this one, so I am not the best one, so I'm just going to make it till I fake it. Ben, Violet, are you in the room somewhere? Very back, Ben and Violet's back here. If you all are very interested in some of these AI tools that they're coming up with, please catch them at one of the breaks if you can find them. We're really starting to make some really good strides at this one. There's some costs that we're running up to. I'm sure you all seen the news article of the company and the $30 million bill they received for AI usage on accident. So they're not giving us the full keys yet. They're giving us a few tokens to use here and there. I think using a program called CADX or something or another. And that's what they're working to start building some of these apps. And I think over the next year or so, we're going to start seeing some really good improvements on that side, on the inventory part. We've been in the Midwest region all week. Just want to touch a little bit about the rest of the region here. This week we also got to see some of the northern hardwoods, aspen, birch, some of the mixed forests that we work in here in this region. But, I want to throw in there some wild rice. You always think about Midwest, a little wild rice in there. It's also made up of 36 different tribes here that Matt Anderson, I seen somewhere at some point today in the very back, who is the regional forester for Midwest, and he has a couple of his staff members attending this week. So thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. But they also have 3 agencies, the Great Lakes, Michigan, Minnesota, and also the regional office provides direct support to tribes out of their office. And within that region, we also have direct service programs, contract and compact tribes. So good variety of that in. And so thank you again, Matt, for your leadership on this one. Just going to close this out here on my last slide for the day on being a forester. We've we look at the DRPs, we look at the hiring freezes that we've had to face with our federal employees. We have a lot of folks who's no longer being a forester. They're been moved to a superintendent, deputy regional director, natural resource officer. There's been everything in the world. It's like, well, I mean, they've even thrown me as acting chief for a while, I guess for a long while. But at some point, someone's got to get some common sense here and start making some jobs being filled. But what I'm trying to aim at here is we got to be a forester at some point. Our numbers are so low that I think we're under 70 0460 positions in the Bureau of Indian Affairs currently. And where I'm at is go be a forester. Go mark a tree, hug a tree, cut a tree, plant a tree. I don't care. Go write a plan. Map it. Go take a TAMS course. Join one of our planning meetings of writing a manual, a handbook. We need some help. Whatever you can do, go be a forester. Good things happen when you're doing field work. So I like to see it. I tell my staff all the time when they get to go out. It makes me excited just seeing them going out and being actually in the woods doing forestry work. So keep it up. For our government, our BIA, and our tribal staff, thank you for what you're doing. I appreciate it. With our accomplishments that we're doing, we're taking what you guys are doing and moving it forward to our leadership, and keep it up. So, President Nistil, that concludes my report. Thank you. Thank you all.